Hi crafters, thanks for stopping by to see what I created today. So today I am sharing the card that I created for this month's Oh So Inspired. I am a part of this collaboration team that is organized by Alicia from Call Me Crafty Owl. To see the cards that the other team members have created, there is a playlist link in the description box below and a list of all the collaborators' YouTube channels. So here's a picture of this month's inspiration that was created by Lynn Brandyberry. And here is where you can find her on Instagram. I have also provided a link to this card in the description box. So now let's take a look at the card that I created and the products that I used. So here is my card. And when I first saw her card, I really loved the pink in it and the monochromatic look and the different designer papers that she used for each of the pieces. And I was going to try to replicate more of a monochromatic look. But then as I started looking through my papers and stuff, and I thought, you know what? I love pink and black together. So I decided to find a paper, and the one that I chose was called All Together. So I'm using this paper pack. And I picked some designs that I liked from that pack. And I wanted to make sure, because if you look in this pack, there are some that have a lot more white in them. And I wanted to try to find something like that had, so let's see if I could show you an example. So like maybe one of these that had, like this one, for example. It had a lot more white. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I was trying to find papers that kind of had about the same amount of white. I didn't want the designer paper to be too strong in the white area. I just wanted a little touch of it. So that's why I chose these papers. And then the color of my card base and my flowers, and that is the bubble bath. And I wanted the middle of the flowers to still be bubble bath, but still have a little bit of a different color. So I took a piece of that bubble bath and I did some sponging of bubble bath on top of the bubble bath cardstock, and then I did my die cutting for the center of that flower. And then for a little pop, I die cutted a little bit of that black. And those dies came from the Pierce Blooms. Now the flowers were the small daisy punch, and the foliage was from this punch here. And it was called just called the bow punch, because it's got two different kinds in there. And so I went ahead and I laid this one. So I did 4 punches of the daisy so that I could get it to be a full flower. And that way I had 2 here and 2 here and offset them so it would look like a very full flower. And I glued this one down flat, and this one I popped up. And so basically I'm inspired by her card, by the layout. I loved the layout that she used, and I loved the pink. And so I kind of just followed her whole layout. Now she had hello down here, and I went ahead and put hi. And this was from, again, Crafty Owl had at one point, I can't remember if it was on one of the sheet loads, had given us an SVG file, so I still have some of those sentiments that I cut from that. So I just pulled that in to add it to the bottom there. And then on the inside, I added just another little piece of that designer paper and some white cardstock. And then on the back, because I didn't want to use a white, I tried to use a white pigment ink, but I didn't feel like embossing, and it wasn't coming out good. So I just went ahead and stamped my Handmade by Choose Joy with Carmen on some more of that bubble bath cardstock. And then there was a die in that Pierce Blooms that I used. This one right here. And I used that to die cut it out. And then I thought to myself, well, I want a little bit more to the inside of those black centers. So I have a Posca pen, and I went ahead and added some little dots to the inside there. And then I was like, okay, I had some scrap pieces, and I said, you know what, from now on, I'm going to try to use up my scrap pieces whenever I make a card. So I made 2 more cards, and I just changed the sentiments at the bottom. So there we go. I have now 3 cards from this month's inspiration. So I liked it. I love pink and black together, and I think with the majority of it being black and just that pop of pink really adds something to these cards. So there you go. So thank you so much for stopping by to see what I created. I hope you enjoyed the card that I created. And if you did, you can show me your joy by giving this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to go check out all the other cards created by the other team members. It is fun to see how they were each inspired by this month's card. Okay, we'll hope to see you all next month on our next Oh So Inspired. And until my next video, remember, choose joy, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.